Howdy, howdy, howdy. Happy to be here and happy you're here with me. And if you're new here and enjoy this content, I hope you'll subscribe. So today is a little bit different than the norm, which is always good. Let's shake things up a little. I was challenged by somebody. I am so horrible with names. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Had to go get my little pieces of paper here. Alright, so I was challenged by Cindy at HookedOnCrafts to do a challenge called Share Love Instagram Challenge. And it is where you choose 5 or more free patterns on Instagram and complete them and do a video about them. And I also believe they want you to post it and tag on Instagram as well. Eesh, I'll have to try to figure that out. So anyway, I was like, okay, I think I can manage this, you know. I do have a lot of free patterns saved on my Instagram. And anyway, so I was like, okay, well, this is an opportunity to go through those and pick out some patterns. Basically, I picked out 2 patterns out of all the patterns I have saved. And then I was like, okay, what can I choose for the next 3 patterns? It took me all day. All day. I finished the project that I had been working on the night before and tackled picking my patterns. I am not good at decision making. And, you know, just when you're overwhelmed with the options, it's like, maybe I want to do this one. No, that one has color changes. Maybe I want to do this one. No, that'll take too long, you know. It's just like, it was just too overwhelming to choose from all the patterns out there. And of course, you know, there's like bees and turtles and all the basics that I do all the time anyway. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do anything that I do all the time. So I wanted to pick new and unusual things that didn't take a lot of time. Just wasn't going to eat up even more time. So, alright, I'm going to go and get started on this. Okay, so the very first pattern I picked was something I had saved in my Instagram for, like, back when I first figured out you could save things, you know. And I didn't necessarily go by the pattern. I altered it slightly because, one, I don't have the object needed. Okay, so here is object number 1. And it is a gnome Christmas ornament, you know, or whatever you want to hang it on, keychain, maybe, I don't know. But I just thought it was so cute, and I had the yarn for it. And the original pattern is called Christmas Gnome Pattern by Cat Knit. And it calls for a plastic ball, you know, a Christmas ornament to go up inside of the back, and I didn't do that. It also called for like a head that attaches to the hat, and you put a ball inside of it. I didn't do any of that. I just did the hat with the beard and the nose and sewed it all together to make a cute little Christmas gnome. I think it's so cute. Or just a gnome, everyday gnome. Right? I think it's adorable. Okay, so that was number one. The only thing I changed was I didn't add the ball. I didn't make the head portion. The pom-pom, it calls for making a pom-pom and attaching it onto the hat. I just went from the pom-pom, changed colors, and continued with the hat. But I cut the hat short. Probably about six rows. I cut it short because I didn't need that extra width to cover a ball. So yeah, anyway, quite a few modifications on that. But it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So that was cool. I got that one off of my list of things to do from way back when. And let's see, I didn't bring my glasses in here. Well, alright, number two was a little airplane. And that is literally what it's called. Little Plane by Fox _ dog. And the pattern actually on the pattern says the finished product would be a 3 inches. And I was like, oh my god, that is so small. I don't know what kind of yarn she was using, something I don't have access to. And so my little one I did with Skinny Chanel with a G hook, and it came out 6 inches, so double the size. And that's just one strand of Skinny Chanel, and double the size. So yeah, I don't know exactly what kind of yarn she was using. Probably a sport weight yarn. But anyway, really cute. A bit time consuming. There's lots of little parts, you know. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course the 4 little engine things here. So there was quite a lot of sewing on this. Not, you know, not drastic sewing. It was just little pieces, a couple of stitches. That's it. But for some reason, this little thing took me quite a while to finish. And so I'm thinking, if you wanted to do this, because it is a good pattern, if you wanted to do this for like market prep or something like that, I would definitely go with a bulkier yarn so you can get your money's worth out of it, because as this is, for the amount of work that's put into it, with the small skinny yarn, you're not going to get your money out of it. But if you do it in a bulkier yarn, I think you probably could get your money back on that. So yeah, that took a couple of at least 2, I would say at least 2 hours just to do all the little parts and sew them on. But yeah, and then of course this right here took all of maybe 40 minutes, if that. I really didn't time myself. So okay, so that was the Little Plane by Fox and Dog. And next up, I have to say this is my favorite. Oh, maybe almost, it's hard to say. This might be my favorite of all the ones that I did. This is King Crab by Hoogerumi Toys. Not sure how that's supposed to be said. Huggerumi Toys. Huggerumi Toys. I guess so. And I did it in a blanket yarn with a K-hook. This guy is adorable. I did not do a crown, but it has a little crown that you can put in between the eyes. I didn't do that. They also have the option of safety eyes. I decided not to do that either. But oh my god, this thing is adorable. I did not do the extra little piece that goes right here. I just put a big bobble right there. And you guys know how much I don't like to do bobbles. But that little tiny piece was just too small for the bulky yarn. I was like, no. So I just put some big bobbles right there. And it is so adorable. Just look at that little mouth. I have to say this was easy breezy. You just make the eyes, make the claws, and just whip it up, you know. The only sewing that was really, you got to sew the belly patch and you got to sew the big claws. But these are put on as you're working, so really quick and easy. And even if I can bet somebody can figure out how to incorporate the belly patch while crocheting. I'm pretty sure. Changing colors, blah, blah, blah. But I love this pattern, and I think it is going to go into my market prep list. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to do at least one more just to have a couple. But yeah, he's definitely going into my list of market prep things. Because he's so adorable. He's just so adorable. Very, very good pattern. Loved it. Okay, so that was King Crab by Huggerumi Toys. I don't know why I'm having such a... I'm hungry, and it looks like hungry. Okay, but anyway, next up, I've always wanted to do one of these. I don't know why I've never done it before. This was just, you know, one of those little, I always wanted to do one, so we're doing one. And it is 2 peas in a pod. Well, actually the pattern only says peas in pod by Therapy on My Hook and Crochet by Naren. And they went in collaboration together to get this pattern done, and it is so cute, so easy. I mean, I had it done like 30 minutes. It's so easy. And this one also might end up, I might make another one just to have this in my booth, just because, oh, so easy. The only thing I was a little concerned about as far as putting it in my booth is that these come out. I guess I could tack them down to where they don't come out, but yeah, still super, super cute. Nice pattern, easy to do. And I always wanted to do one. I don't know why. And now that I have, I'm going to make another one. And let's see. Oh, the only alteration I did on this pattern was I left off the last row. the yarn that I used for the balls was just a little smaller, I guess, than the one they use. So one more extra row would have been just a little bit too much. So I left off that last row. Alright, and now for the last pattern, it was so good, I made two. And it's a bigger pattern. It's big. It might make it into the rotation of market prep a couple of times, but probably not a staple item. But here we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, it's just a little pillow with a floppy. Actually, the pattern itself calls for attaching the petals. I just like the floppiness of it. I think it's adorable. But the pattern is called Flower Pillow by Dolly's _ crochet _ shop _ MK. And literally the only thing I did not do was sew the petals together as the pattern instructs. But I love the shape, the point, I love everything about this pattern. Easy breezy, no problems whatsoever. And so I made another one in the blue, the cornflower blue color. I just love it. And I'm considering even possibly making another one in purple just because they are so pretty. They're just so pretty. And I could just see these laid across a little girl's bed, like little accent throw pillows for a little girl's bed, you know, just like 3 of them. Blue, yeah, white, maybe a pink, maybe a purple, who knows. But I just thought they were so adorable. And yeah, there was absolutely no issues with any of these patterns. I mean, literally the only issue was me. It took me way too long to do this airplane. But other than that, all of these patterns are top notch. And of course, most of them easy breezy. Nothing difficult about them. I mean, the only thing difficult for me was that little piece, that little extra piece, that the extra little piece of the claw, and I was like, no, we're just gonna put a big old bobble right there, and it looks just fine. So I just love him. He's so cute. All right. Other than that, it was wonderful. I enjoyed the challenge, other than the searching for trying to make up my mind. Oh, trying to make up my mind. That was hard. That was the hardest part about the whole thing. I mean, there are so many gorgeous patterns out there. You know, a lot of them are repetitive or whatever, but I think I did pretty good picking out patterns that are not quite the norm, but are still easy breezy to make. And I think I'm supposed to tag people, but I don't know. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't, just enjoy all the nice patterns that are being spread around. And if you don't have Instagram, what are you doing? I have Instagram, but I don't use it properly, apparently. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.